Blessed be everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk about shadow work once again and give you a short, really easy little ritual that you can do on a dark moon even to be able to release beliefs that you have about yourself or even obstacles that you feel are in the way of you truly living the life you want to live. Before we dive into that though, my name is Sandra. I am the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. If you want to know more about Wicca and Witchcraft, Tarot, shadow work, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to know more about shadow work, I have a free masterclass. It's called How to Heal Your Shadow Through Balancing Your Energy Centers. And that talks about what shadow work is and how we have these beliefs and assumptions at each chakra level that actually creates not just blockages in our chakras, but also issues in our experiences, in our beliefs, in our actions, in all ways of life, our emotional experience and everything. So do check out that video. There's a link in the description field below this video and also on my website as well under the freebies tab, and my website is mysterywitchschool.com. So let's talk about shadow work. Once again, I want to emphasize that shadow work is not about shaming and blaming, and it's not about becoming a better person either. It's actually about becoming who you truly are and stepping into your true power rather than giving your power away to everybody and everything outside of yourself. And this does take courage. It does indeed, because it takes ownership. We have to start to own our feelings, our reactions, and this isn't an easy thing for people because in our culture at the moment we're actually being encouraged to give our power away more and more and more by blaming outside forces and other people for how we feel. And only us and only us can influence how we feel. We have control over how we feel, believe it or not, whether you want to believe it or not. It's actually the truth, and I know this because I've been experiencing the change. I've been experiencing that, and I know that with one-on-one clients that I work with, that when we start doing this sort of shadow work, you start to realize, hey, I have more control over my life than I thought I did. And taking back your power means taking back ownership of how you feel. And that's not an easy thing to do. It's much easier to just blame everyone else for how we feel instead of taking our own feelings back and learning how to take back our power and have more control over ourselves and how we react to things. So this ritual is going to help you do that. So some examples of doing shadow work, for example, could be, maybe it's a dark moon and you're looking for something to do on a magical level, you're wanting to connect more on a dark moon. So you get out your journal and just start writing about maybe situations in your life you're not happy with and what your beliefs are about those situations. Maybe you just had a conflict with somebody. What are your beliefs about that conflict? How did that conflict happen? Were your beliefs realistic? Did you overreact? Did you underreact? What happened in that conflict? How did you feel in that conflict? Were you blaming the other person for the way you felt? Are you courageous enough to take back the ownership on how you felt? Now, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with how you felt. You may have felt anger, you may have felt defensive, you may have felt that person was trying to rip you off at the supermarket when they overcharged you. Maybe you might have felt that you didn't want to draw attention to yourself because you didn't speak up when you should have spoke up. But just write them down so that you can see what's actually going on in your behavior and why your life is the way it is, because our behavior does create our life. And if you're constantly in conflict all the time with people, then you're probably got a lot to do with the conflict. If it's a lot of people, you're the common denominator, then it could be the way you're reacting and overreacting. Or it could simply be that you're not reacting at all with things that are going on in your life. If you're not happy with things that are happening in your life, you're not speaking up for yourself, but you're feeling this internal anger and that, then how do you be more for you? How do you stand in your power, essentially? So take a belief that you find when you're doing this kind of work and have a look at the belief. The belief might be, at the end of the day, I had a conflict with somebody at the supermarket. I thought they were ripping me off. Okay, they overcharged me. I immediately went into defense. I got angry with them when they simply made a mistake. So why did you get angry at them? Why did you immediately go into defense? Why didn't you just say, oh, I think you've overcharged me? You know, why get into something maybe a bit more aggressive? Could that be the belief this person's trying to rip me off? If that's true, what does it mean? It means this person's trying to get one over me. If that's true, what does it mean? This person's trying to have power over me. If that's true, what does it mean? Well, this person doesn't think I'm anything. This person thinks I'm nothing. This person thinks I'm not good enough. If that's true, what does it mean? It means I'm not worthy. If that's true, what does it mean? It means I don't exist, or I don't have the right to exist. Now that's a root chakra thing, believing you don't have the right to exist. And that can often be underneath a lot of our beliefs and behaviors, is this belief that we don't have the right to be here, or that we feel that others don't want us to be here. You know, we often tend to either overreact or underreact in a way to keep ourselves safe, because the ego's always looking out for danger and always looking out to stop you from being annihilated. And sometimes it just does this in ways that aren't serving you. So when you find these beliefs, you can do something about them. Write them on a piece of paper, okay? Look at the belief. It doesn't even matter where it came from. You might want to look where it came from, but if you've got the belief there in your hot little hand, you don't need to know that it came from your childhood. You don't need to know that it's been something you've had to defend yourself with for your whole life, particularly during your childhood, because maybe you needed to actually defend yourself as a child, but you're not a child anymore, you're an adult. So this isn't probably this way of doing things isn't working for you. So how do you remove that belief that you don't have the right to exist, or that you're not good enough, or that, you know, people aren't safe? I just recently did a tapping video on my tapping channel of the belief people aren't safe. Write it down, look at it, think about it, feel into it, and then grab some salt. I've got some pink Himalayan salt, and sprinkle it on the paper. See the salt absorb the belief. So just think the salt absorbing everything on the paper. It's absorbing the belief. And salt purifies, it cleanses. So as the salt absorbs it, it's also cleansing it. It's an alchemical process. And when you're satisfied that you feel that that belief has been absorbed by the salt, then make sure that you've got something to catch the salt underneath you. Take the paper and then just rip it up, right? Got the salt falling down there. And just rip it up. And then toss it in the bin. You don't have to take it anywhere. You don't have to do any special ceremony or anything. Just toss it in the bin. And you could do this for a number of beliefs in one night. If you're having an evening where you're doing shadow work, you could have 5 or 6 beliefs that you're just salting and ripping up and throwing in the bin. And that signals to your subconscious mind that you're ready to start to change these beliefs into something that's more helpful to you, something that's more positive for you. And then you can start to change your life. But it's knowing what these beliefs are, knowing why you go into defense, knowing why you feel upset or angry when somebody insults you or somebody says something. Or maybe you're someone who overreacts so much that even if somebody hasn't said anything to you in a particularly aggressive way, they've just been very matter of fact, you've reacted to it as if it was aggressive, because you're just so defensive against anything that you feel that person's saying you're not good enough, or you're not doing the right thing, or whatever it is. It's time to change that, to take back your power, because that's not being in a powerful position. Reacting all the time or underreacting is not being in a powerful position. It's creating havoc in your life, and you want to stop that. You know, part of being a witch is to take back control, and control over ourselves is the main thing with all magic, high magic. Know thyself, take back control over yourself, because you're really the only person you can have total control over. So if you are interested in doing shadow work and removing a lot of these beliefs at each chakra level, then do enroll in my course, The Wheels of Empowerment. It's actually the course that goes with the free masterclass. Takes you right from the root chakra, and you work at all of the beliefs at each chakra level to change them so that you can start to step into your power. And the way that you work on those beliefs is through rituals. I've got some rituals in there, and I've also got some tapping in there because I do love tapping, and processes in there as well that can help you find these beliefs about yourself. Because the root chakra is all about survival in the world. Our sacral chakra is about desire and feelings. Sometimes we believe we don't have the right to feel. And we need to look at those beliefs. Why do you have that belief? Or what are the other beliefs as well around feelings and emotions and desire that might be creating problems in the sacral chakra area? Solar plexus is about power, stepping into your power, being able to do the things in life that you want to do. It's a very doing chakra. Throat chakra is all about self-expression, expressing yourself. The heart chakra is about opening your heart to the world and feeling love and compassion. But if that's shut off, you're going to feel very blocked off and pinched off from everyone and everything, even from spirit. Third eye chakra is about being able to have a vision for yourself in your life, the vision of you and what you're doing that you want to have. And then the crown chakra is ditching all of those silly beliefs about spirit and God and all of that stuff that also stops you in your tracks from purely stepping into who you truly are as a divine being. So the Wheels of Empowerment contains all of those things. So the link is in the description field below this video. It's also on my website under my courses tab, and you can also get to it from my front page as well. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. My website is mysterywitchschool.com. I'll see you on the next video.